In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, shoes on or shoes off at a host's house? We talk about that and a whole lot of other house etiquette.
And on the flip side, we both give our opinions why sour cream is overrated. And have you ever had a seagull take anything out of your hands at the beach? If not, listen to my story. Mike, hit the music. Put your AirPod in, you take your other AirPod out, you put your AirPod in, and the show's about to start. Welcome back, everyone, to Funny Business. That's what it's all about. So I hope you're having a great day. Hope you all danced a little bit to that. That would make me feel a lot better. But we are back, yet another episode. It's another great time for the Funny Business Podcast. We're ready to rock and roll. Got a new twist for you later on in the show. But Mike, how are you? How are things?
I'm still trying to figure out putting the AirPod in and putting the AirPod out, and you can listen to the podcast all about.
No. You put the AirPod in, you take the other AirPod out.
But why?
Put the AirPod in, then you have both in.
Oh, you mean out of the case?
Yes.
There we go.
The AirPod out of the case.
Nice job,
yes.
Matt.
Thank you.
I'm great. I'm ready to start another fantabulous episode. Matt, I know we have obviously stayed in touch for quite some time. And lo and behold, this will be posted after, but we are continuing the streak. Are we? Yes. No, yes. We're not.
Well, the streak technically ended last weekend, but we're starting a new streak.
Start a new streak.
1 week.
We're seeing each other again this recording week. So excited for that. So thank you, Matt, for the invitation to your business meeting. I appreciate it.
It is a business meeting and definitely not a happy hour meeting.
No, it's not. But when has there ever been a networking event that hasn't involved alcohol? I mean, are you kidding me?
Not a good one, at least.
No, not a good one. So, yeah, just vibing, good small talk. I really have nothing new to report. I do like your orange shirt today.
Thank you. I got this. I forget where we were. Oh, this was this year when we went to LBI. So it's actually Life is Good.
Oh, it's a Life is Good one.
Nice. But it's also like a little pullover. It's got a hood.
Yeah. It's the Hood podcast.
Hoodie mellow.
It's a little Hood podcast going on.
Yes. I'm not wearing the hood.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It's a little uncomfortable. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, very comfy though.
That's good.
Yes.
But Matt, we were talking a little bit about getting started with the streak. We do have our Snapchat streak back, apparently.
Do we? Is it back to 3 or 4?
Back to 3.
Nice. All right. Well, that's a start.
What is your longest Snap streak?
It's probably like 112 or something like that.
112?
112.
112? Okay.
I know you have a very long one.
That's
or
nice.
Had?
No, I still have it.
Have? Nice.
1,666. Oh.
Is it gone?
No, it's still there.
Oh, okay. What was that O for?
It's 666.
Oh, that's tough.
The 666.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
you just got to make it through one more day.
Yeah, one more day.
Yeah.
Make it 1,667.
Correct.
So, speaking of streaks, the streak ended, unfortunately, but we're bringing it back. The streak ended when you visited my house.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And one of the things that came to mind as we were all gathered, and what a fantastic time it was. I don't need to reiterate what happened. We're starting to get to the point, Matt, and I was thinking about this during the segment, that we're getting to the point where house parties are no longer, let's show up with a bunch of beer, drink, and then go out.
Mm-hmm. Correct. We are more mature.
Now very mature, like you said. Very classy. Very regal. I don't even know if that's even a word to compliment it. But there's probably a lot of people out there that are just entering that phase in their life when they're going to house parties
Mm-hmm.
and the adult house parties. And Matt, there's a couple of house etiquette or house guest etiquette that not that people should follow, but like it should be recognized. But we're going to get more into that later. But there's one particular house etiquette that people are chiming in as far as offering feedback, which was reported by Fox News. Matt, should guests take off shoes when visiting a home if asked?
If asked.
If asked.
Okay. Do you want me to answer that?
I would love to hear your feedback. Expound.
I think if you're asked, if the person who owns the home or living area that you're going to asks you to take off your shoes, yes, I think you should take off your shoes because they own the place. They want to keep it their way. And I think that's kind of rude if you come to their place and tell them, no, you're not going to listen to their rules, kind of.
Gotcha.
Even though it's a little odd to say, but that's how I feel.
All right. I'm feeling it. So this question or this scenario has been brought to the attention of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, with people sharing their opinions on whether outdoor shoes should be worn inside homes. So some argue that taking off shoes is more hygienic and prevents outdoor dirt and germs from entering the house, while others contend that bare or shoeless feet can be unsightly and uncomfortable.
I mean, if you're barefoot, that's a little awkward, maybe.
Yeah.
Like if you're wearing just like sandals or flip flops, that could be kind of weird. But other than that, I mean, if you have socks on, you can't really say socks are uncomfortable.
Socks are on.
Socks are always on.
I think at my house party, I was wearing flip flops.
Yeah, I mean, it's also it's one of those things where like everyone's kind of different. Everyone's house has different rules. So it's just, I think it's kind of common courtesy when you go to someone else's house, you just listen to their specific rules.
Are you a house on or house off? Are you a shoe on or shoe off house?
I personally don't really have a preference. I don't really think April is either. If you take your shoes off, great. If you don't, it's not at the end of the world. I mean, we also like, we have one carpet in the living room. Other than that,
Right.
It's just like regular, like fake floors. So they clean easy, I guess.
Are you uncomfortable with feet?
I mean, I'm not going to like suck toes, but I'm not like
Wow.
uncomfortable with feet.
So cleaning professional and etiquette experts are going to weigh in this debate. So they found these experts and are offering this debate, offering advice for host and guests regarding shoes on or shoes off policies. So the result is hosts are encouraged to make and enforce their own rules regarding shoes, considering cultural, religious, and personal preferences. Suggestions for hosts include providing advance notice to guests, offering indoors-only shoes or socks, and maintaining a clean slipper or sock collection. Suggestions, while some guests might have medical reasons for needing to wear shoes indoors, interesting, open communication between hosts and guests can help accommodate everyone's comfort and safety. I think I'm not going to be the person to send out a text message or an email and saying, hey, take your shoes off when you get in the house. Like if that is the text I'm going to send out to everybody, just like plainly, like take your shoes off when you get in the house. Like I know I sent a nice, well-written text to some of my guests just to make sure that they're getting to the right place, yada, yada, yada. If there's like a small little thing that's like, oh, like, you're welcome to take your shoes off when you get home. If you're not, whatever. But if it's strictly communicated of like, take your shoes off, I feel like that's a little like, that's more uncomfortable than seeing feet, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think people just kind of like their space the way it is. And I'll like also if it's like what if it's like a rainy day and someone has to like walk up and their shoes are wet? You don't want your whole floor being wet. You have to clean that all up. I think it's just kind of personal. Some people like their house a different way. Maybe the door gets a little crowded if everyone takes their shoes off. I don't know.
You know what I personally like?
What?
I like when you set the tone, like when you host a party like that. Like if it depends, like if you have no preference, like you can have socks off. Whoa, you can have shoes off. Socks off, man. That's getting a little bit more of a rowdier party.
Yeah, it's a little more serious.
Like having shoes off, like just knowing people that if they want to take their shoes off, they can, or vice versa, having like slippers or something of that nature, where if it looks like the guests, the hosts are doing whatever they want, then you could do whatever you want as well.
So that brings up a good point. Something I was going to bring up. I'll talk about later what my weekend entailed. But we were at someone's place and we were kind of walking in, and April goes to me, she says, like, should we take our shoes off? I was like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know what they prefer. And we walked in, and the person whose house it was took their shoes off. So we're like, all right, we're just going to take ours off too. So that just made it easier. Like, if you don't know and the person whose home it is does it, maybe just follow their footsteps.
You know what also is nice too?
Follow their footsteps.
Oh my God, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
You know what else is a good idea?
No.
Just ask.
Yeah, I mean that too. That's the easy thing.
Instead of trying to come up with a scientific methodology, just ask. You okay with shoes on, shoes off?
That also makes it like the least awkward or uncomfortable part. If you just ask, like, hey, do you want me to take the shoes off? No. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, are they going to kick me out if I don't take my shoes off? Just ask. It's a great point.
So Matt, there's some other house etiquette things that I scoured the internet for that I think we should discuss in the little time that we have left here in the first half of the Funny Business podcast. So I found this website. It was called Proper House Guest Etiquette. Proper House Guest Etiquette. Everyone Southerner knows. Oh, wow. I did not. My brain wasn't processing. So everyone who is Southern knows. So the first point: never arrive empty-handed. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. If you're going to a cookout, even if you don't really bring something for everyone, even if it's just like a BYOB kind of thing, don't just come to someone's place and expect them to feed you, to keep you hydrated, feed you beers. I think it's a little rude to come empty-handed. Even if they tell you no, just be nice. Go to the store, pick up like a pack of cookies, a pack of brownies, cream puffs, whatever.
They're actually recommending if you're visiting your in-laws, stop by your local bakery and pick up some tasty muffins that everyone can munch on for breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything that's going to break the bank. Just a little something.
I think it was really nice that, and I'm not saying that everybody who attended my house party was awful, but like everybody brought something, and even we discreetly told people not. Some people, like you, for instance, like not to, but you still brought something.
Yes.
To contribute to the party.
Yeah, it's the courteous thing to do.
Most courteous. Okay, next one. This one's interesting. Never open the refrigerator without invitation or asking first.
I think that's fair. Yes. Unless you're like super close. Like, here's the thing. Yeah. What if I go to your house, let's say like 5 years from now. We see each other often, we're over often. Obviously, we're best friends. I come over, let's hypothetically our Sunday to watch football. I get to your house, I go downstairs. And let me ask you, if I just went into your fridge to grab a beer, would you be uncomfortable with that?
No.
Right.
I actually wouldn't.
Right. I think there's a certain line. Most of the time, I think you should ask or get permission to. Unless it's like your super best friend. You know they don't care. You're going to grab one anyway. You go get one. What do you...
Am I not your super best friend?
You are. That's why.
So why do I have to wait?
Scenario.
Why do I have to wait 5 years later for you to open my fridge?
I don't know why I said 5 years later.
Matt, you can open my fridge now for all I care.
All right. Sure. Unless it's your super best friend. Yes, wait until you're asked or you ask permission.
Oh, would you look at the time? It's only 4 years, 10 months, and 30 days. You can't open my fridge yet. All right. Never interfere with their pets. So the way that they explain this is don't feed their pets, don't comment on their pet behavior, and don't let the pet out without asking first. Your job as a house guest is to tell them how adorable their pet is. Also, don't bring your pet unless invited to do so. The same rules apply to children. What?
Well, okay. All right. Hold on. That's, you had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. So, one, do not treat their pet like your children or your pet like their children. Let's keep that separate. One's a kid, one's an animal. All right. There's the first line in the sand. Secondly, I agree with most of what they said. Not everybody wants their dog or cat to eat human food. So even if you have a scrap, don't just throw it to the dog.
Ask them.
Ask them, correct. Don't bring your dog unless you ask or you're said, hey, you can bring Roscoe.
Roscoe.
I don't know why I just said Roscoe.
It's a good name.
But your dog does not have to come everywhere with you. I don't like people that bring their dogs everywhere, especially like the store. Your dog does not have to come to the store with you. The interrupting the pet, I don't know what they meant by that, but like,
I think basically interrupting in the sense of like their daily activity, like not feeding them not feeding them a food that they're not used to, or letting them out at a certain time if they're like in a cage or a little pen, like that stuff, like not interfering with the actual pet's routine almost.
I get that. That makes sense.
The kids thing, that threw me off. Oh, well, sorry. We're not bringing our kids to the house party. Okay, neither are we. We'll leave them at home.
Yeah, if someone just grabs a tennis ball and throws it at your 6-year-old and like, go fetch, go get it. Get the ball, boy.
Oh, man. All right. Never pack disorganized. The last thing that your hostess wants is to make countless trips back and forth to the door to help you with your things while hiding the horror on her face that you may be never leaving. Pack as neatly and as minimally as possible.
That is a niche scenario.
That is a very niche scenario. We'll move on.
Yeah, I agree.
Never use all their hot water when showering. I feel like that scenario has yet to come up in my life, but
yeah, I don't think I've had that scenario. I mean, I've had people stay over, they use the shower, but like a shower is a shower. I wouldn't now. I don't think you should take like a 30-minute shower, but make yourself clean. I don't want my guests smelling bad. That'd be worse.
You have an odor to follow.
Correct.
I'm just realizing as I'm reading the comments, not the comments, but the descriptions, that this was written by a female. Because the next one is never be in a situation to horrify someone you pass in the hallway. Always leave your room fully clothed. Ladies should always wear a bra, even under their pajamas. If you don't have a good read on the situation, dress for the day before leaving the room.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell people they have to wear underwear in their own home. You don't want to wear underwear in your own home. You don't wear underwear in your own home, but make sure your things can't be seen.
Your junk. Never make it obvious that you think you're on vacation. Remember that you're human. Remember that you're a human with working parts sharing in this home for a short while. If the garbage is full, offer to take it out. If you see the morning paper on your way inside, pick it up. So that's got, I guess, more of an overnight type of deal.
And that kind of makes sense. Like, yes, It might be a vacation, but this isn't just like a place you rented. It is someone you know's home.
Never make the hosts do all the cooking and cleaning.
So I'm going to say yes, but as a host, I wouldn't want my guests to really help. Does that make sense?
Do you want to help clean the dishes? And it's like you left those dishes like since this morning.
I'm going to go play some PlayStation. Can you make some chicken parm and like some Alfredo? That'd be really great. And that's a dick move. Don't do that if you're the host.
Second to last one, never assume that it's okay not to make your bed. As soon as your feet hit the ground, you must start pulling up those sheets and fluffing those pillows. If it's an elaborately made bed, elaborately. Wow. My English is off today. Take a picture before entering it. Put the whole room back together exactly as you left it.
If I see someone I know living in my apartment for 2 days, take a picture of my room, I'm going to ask some questions. The first thing that came to my head was, you ever see that video of that guy who acts like his mom when company comes over?
Say that again. Acts like his mom.
He acts like his mom when company's on their way over.
Okay.
It is the funniest video. And the whole video is hysterical, but the whole like making the bed thing, he's like throwing pillows up in the air and like smacking them. He goes, I want these pillows looking pumped. I want these pillows looking fluffed. That's the first thing that came to my head.
Oh, man. And then lastly, never leave without saying thank you. After leaving your visit, repeat your appreciation in a handwritten thank you note. To be prepared, purchased, and possibly fill out a card before leaving so you can put it in the mailbox as soon as you return.
Yeah. How many times do you think you say thank you in a day?
I definitely say it more than the average person.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Every time I have a work conversation, I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
I have a rock, actually. It's a rock that actually has the words inscribed thank you on it. That's sitting on my desk.
How did you purchase said rock?
It was a thing at my last job where it was like a bunch of like mantra rocks. Like they were nice polished rocks that like were like scribed in them nicely. Like it wasn't like somebody just took a knife and just started scribbling on it. Mm-hmm. Like it's a nice black, like polished rock. It says thank you on it. And the letters are golden. So
that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. It's just a gentle reminder to always say thank you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think at the end of the day, if your host has rules, unless it's like super weird, like take all your clothes off, probably follow them. Probably for the best.
You know what's another thing that's not on this list that I thought of?
Eating on the couch.
No, I'm okay with that. Kind of. To a degree.
Too. Yes.
Wi-Fi password.
So would you always give it out?
Well, immediately asking for it when you come into the house.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's a no-go.
Yeah.
You can go the hour without Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. I always like to, like when parties like that come up, do you know the Wi-Fi password? It's like, it's my house. Of course they know the Wi-Fi password.
I would be like, yeah, I know it. Just awkwardly stare at them. It's the best medicine.
I think, and I know this is going to sound silly, but I remember there's been a few times at houses that I have gone without the Wi-Fi password. Like I've been to the house multiple times and have not asked for the password. And it was finally like, oh yeah, we should give you like the Wi-Fi password. It's like, okay, thanks. Like, no big deal.
I actually think it's one of those things that's kind of awkward to ask for.
Why do you think that?
Like if I'm going to someone's place, I don't want to like be on my phone constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of a little weird thing to ask for. I think it's just kind of unnatural in a certain sense.
I think if you live in a household or like live in a place that doesn't have the best reception and you have an iPhone, like then I can understand like the guest, the host immediately being like, okay, here's the Wi-Fi password because our signal here sucks, yada, yada, yada. But like you could be at a party and like not need the password, you know?
Yes. Yep.
Like, and even with like kids too, like, you know, kids don't know any better, but I think a kid can get some time in and eat his food and then be on the iPad and watch movies because mom and dad or whoever, our aunt and uncle, brother, sister are enjoying themselves as they go along. So
yeah, even if you go on vacation to like a condo or like a new house, if the first thing you do is to get the Wi-Fi password, check yourself.
Hand up, I've done that before.
Right, I've done it before too. But now that I'm older, like I'm not going to like walk in, not put anything away, and be like, "All right, let me hook up to the Wi-Fi."
Where's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, right. Like let's take a chill pill.
Yeah. So that's any others that you thought of, like house? I don't want to say house rules, but just like house etiquette.
No, eating on the couch was gonna be a big one. Not really that I can think of. Maybe if like you're staying with someone, like keep your like bag organized. Like don't have your like dirty laundry thrown all over the floor.
Well,
What?
mine's all over the place when when I'm originally when Jenna and I weren't living together, my stuff was just like everywhere.
So I mean that's a little different because it's you guys are dating. But like
Right,
if
but
you're just going to like someone's house for the weekend and you walk into this like you walk into your spare bedroom that they're staying in and their clothes are all over the floor, that's a little insensitive, I think.
Yeah, my bras, my panties, all that
Right.
good stuff.
Yes. Yep. Condom
So,
wrappers. Don't
yeah,
need to
sure.
see that.
Yeah, no, Matt, you don't.
Nope.
Anyway, if you're hosting a house party, I think your guests should know. Not saying we should tell them to know, but they have a good idea on how to act.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're worried about how somebody's going to act at your house, I wouldn't be, because I think all of us intentionally think on how to be a good guest at a party. So
Yeah. Unless there's something that really like grinds your gears, maybe. Other than that, common courtesy.
So enjoy your house parties, everyone.
Responsibly.
Yes.
Yep. All right. We will slide on in to the second half of the show. And we are going to start off with a brand new segment. Yep. New segment time. Haven't done one in a little while. And this kind of just hit me as we were preparing to do Would You Rather. And I kind of had this idea. So it is time for Check the Ratings. So how Check the Ratings is going to work. Basically, I am going to give a topic or an item or something. And Mike and I are going to give our opinions on if it is overrated or underrated. Or if it's evenly rated, if it's rated. Mike did point out when I told him this is basically like Hot or Not, except I think this is going to be a little easier for both of us to understand. And by both of us, I mean me. So, and also we don't have to talk about if like bratwurst is hot or not. I don't know.
Like I totally at bratwurst.
Yep. And moving on. And I think going forward, each time we do check the ratings, I'm going to try to keep everything like a theme.
Okay.
So naturally,
food
is the first thing.
Jesus Christ.
But I think this is all things we really haven't talked about much.
Oh, I'm ready.
Kind of. We'll see.
All right.
First one. Candy apples.
Candy apples.
Candy apples. So like the big apples covered in chocolate with like M&Ms on them. How do we feel?
Overrated.
I agree. I think they're very overrated. Only like they're good. The only bad thing, they are awful to eat.
They're a mess.
Yeah, there's no good way to eat them.
Sticky in your hands, and then if you try using like a knife and a fork, like it gets bad, and then you're trying to use a bowl, but then it's on a stick, and then all those good things. And then you also forgot the core of the apple too, which you need to be mindful of.
Now, I did see someone on Facebook. They kind of came up with like a hack to candy apples to make them good. You know how?
How?
You slice the apple. Make them
Like in
apple
half?
slices. No, not just in half. Like you make apple slices.
Oh.
And then you put it on the steak. That's way better because then you can actually like eat it.
Like a kebab.
Yes, based kind of like a candy apple kebab.
Huh.
Yeah, we should actually.
I think that's underrated then.
That would be underrated, yes. Like a whole ass candy apple, no. Also, need a green apple for a candy apple. Can't have a red apple.
I haven't had too many candy apples in my life to make a bold statement like that, but
we used to make them as a kid. I haven't had it in a long time. All right, next one. The place I was at this weekend, which we'll get into later, and by ourselves, had some candy stores. What's very popular in a lot of these candy stores? Fudge.
ooh. I'm going to go with underrated.
I'm going to have to disagree, but I'm going to let you go
Really?
first. Yep.
So I think at times there is a delicacy when it comes to fudge, especially fudge places like the ones that you obviously have visited.
Mhm.
I think it's such a delicacy where like the treat is much sweeter than like you going out and getting like a processed manufactured candy bar.
On the contrary,
Okay.
they're too sweet, like way too sweet.
But I think that's the delicacy of it. Like you shouldn't have a bar. Like in order for you to have like a manufactured processed, you need a whole ass bar.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a fudge, like you only need just a little bit of a little square.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I think my thing with fudge, it's a little too inconsistent. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Also, too many flavors. All of these flavors, like triple chocolate vanilla or double dark chocolate caramel, half of them have to be the same. They have to.
Peanut butter is probably one of my favorites.
Ooh, that's like one of my least favorite fudges, peanut butter.
What?
Yeah, I hate
you
peanut butter
gotta be
fudge.
kidding me,
No.
Matt.
And I love like Reese's cups, all that stuff. Peanut butter fudge, no, absolutely not.
Wow. Okay.
No.
All right.
Sour cream.
Oh.
I'm gonna say overrated. I think sour cream is trash. I hate sour cream.
Yeah, if the audience didn't listen, I said overrated. I just like that dollop, like especially like tacos, like just the dollop of sour cream. Like, God, why? Leave it. It's fine.
The other thing is people who like sour cream, it's like half their taco is sour cream. Like they'll take like 2 scoops of meat, a scoop of cheese, some tomatoes, a little bit of lettuce, and then like 5 huge spoonfuls of sour cream. That's disgusting. It doesn't even taste good. It just doesn't even taste good. It's gross. Oh, wow. Okay. So I was making this list before I said it was gonna be food only. So I'm gonna save that one for the end. Just because it's kind of funny. Sour Patch Kids.
Rated.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. They're not great. They're not bad. My only problem with Sour Patch Kids, they're just not sour.
Yeah, I can agree. I think that's like your first exposure to like something that's like clearly written as sour, and like in most cases, kids usually eat Sour Patch Kids, and you think to yourself, oh, like, well, this isn't sour, and then like somebody tries to take like a bite of a lemon. It's like, oh, like you could take a bite of a lemon. It's not that sour, and then everybody thinks, oh, it's a Sour Patch Kid. Munch. The whole life's ruined.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of lemon, I had a lemon drop shot last week. Was it last week?
Do you remember?
I think it was last week. Just not the best.
No.
It was literally just like vodka with like salt and a lemon.
Sounds about right.
It was not great.
Quick hit.
Okay, this next one is one of my favorite foods. I just don't eat it all often. Prosciutto.
Like cheese.
No,
sorry, meat.
Yes, correct. Like
Sorry.
the Italian
Why
thin
did I
sliced
went
prosciutto.
cheese?
I don't know. That's criminal. Prosciutto is criminally underrated and easily a top 3 meat.
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm gonna just rate it.
You're unrated.
I'm just gonna rate it. It's rated.
How often do you eat prosciutto?
Not a whole lot, which is why it's rated.
It's so light, but it's so tasty, and like a little prosciutto with like some mozzarella and balsamic, little touch of basil.
When do you eat prosciutto? Do you eat it a lot?
I don't eat it a lot, no, but I like prosciutto.
Okay.
My mom makes this like prosciutto pasta, like penne vodka with prosciutto.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, that's fire.
Oh, when we go to your mom's house again.
Yes. Charcuterie board. Prosciutto. I will eat the entire thing of prosciutto on a charcuterie board.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't. What do you call it? I haven't experienced prosciutto enough to like say like overrated, underrated. So that's why I kept it at rated.
Yeah, The one time we were at a restaurant and I got a sandwich. There's prosciutto, roasted red pepper, mozzarella, balsamic. It was fire.
There you go.
All right, maybe going from the complete opposite of prosciutto, we are going to be discussing all of fast food pizza.
All of it.
All Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars, which I've never had. Is CC's Pizza still a thing?
I don't even know.
I don't know. All of it. What do you think?
This is tough, Matt. For me.
Very tough. It's very tough. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I think it's just rated. I think it's fine. I think people understand it's not the best pizza, but sometimes you just gotta get a Domino's or you gotta get some Papa John's. Pizza Hut, like it's greasy. It's not good for you. It's obviously not New York pizza or Jersey pizza or even Chicago pizza, but it's sometimes you crave some fast food pizza.
Okay. I'm
You're
going to
taking
say
this very seriously.
No, seriously, I have to. Anybody who knows, Matt, I told you the first time you visited here that I think I found my pizza place. Like the facts, I'm going to say overrated for all those fast food pizza places. Because I remember, and God forbid, Matt knows this student. So I had a student that I taught that was doing a radio show, and he was talking about pizza, and it was National Pizza Day. And the place that I lived in has like basically a war zone when it comes to what's your favorite pizza. Like it's all the local pizza shops. Matt knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm like, oh man, like, what's your favorite pizza place? And he goes, Domino's. I was this close to being like, are you serious? I've experienced pretzel crust pizza from Little Caesars. And it's weird, but good. Mm-hmm. But the fact that people easily resort to a fast food pizza, and like, I think, yes, like, again, with fast food, like, it's convenient, it's consistent, all that good stuff. So like, you know, cheaper. when you get a pepperoni pizza in like Pennsylvania, you'll get the same pepperoni pizza when you're in Georgia. If Pizza Hut is down in Georgia. I mean, sorry, not Pizza Hut, Domino's. If Domino's is down in Georgia, like you get that same consistency. But there are people out there, there are restaurants out there that are putting their blood, sweat, and tear and making pizza to the point where the place that I lived at the last time was basically a goddamn war zone out there because everybody was fighting on which pizza was the best. So I'm going to say overrated because I think we're too quick to take on a fast food pizza joint like Little Caesars or Pizza Hut or Domino's or DiGiorno or Papa John's or anything like that. So
DiGiorno was straight trash.
That was my soapbox for the day.
Thank you. Listen, we got to get one in an episode. It's great. Next up, breakfast sausage.
What?
You asked me what form?
Yes.
We will go Lynx.
I'm going to say underrated.
Ooh, I'm going to say overrated.
Really?
Yeah, and I love sausage, like regular sausage.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get breakfast sausage down, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why there's a different consistency between it. I don't totally understand it. I don't like breakfast sausage, and I want to. I keep trying it, like I'm going to like it this time, and I don't, and it pisses me off.
I personally like it. It's a nice little balance between all the sweet stuff and like the sausage links that usually come about. They tend to be a little bit more on the sweeter side than anything. Like there just seems like a sweet meat to it. But I think it's all the seasonings and all that and the cooking that goes behind it. But it's just a nice like balance. Like you have like your waffles or your pancakes, and you have like your bacon, and then you have like a sausage, kind of like that middle point between bacon and pancakes.
You guy, do you pour maple syrup on your sausage?
I will pour it on my choice of pancake waffle. Okay. And then if it drips over into the sausage, I'm not going to complain that, oh my goodness, my syrup is all over my sausages.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less if my food's touched. I know that's a big thing for some people. It's food. It's all going in your stomach.
Yum.
I will do 2 more. We're going to go with eggplant.
I haven't had it enough, so I'm going to keep it rated.
Okay. I think eggplant is probably rated. So last night, April and I made some eggplant parm.
Ooh.
My mom grew eggplant in her garden. She gave us 2. We have so much eggplant that I don't know what to do with it. But it was very good. Breaded it. She fried it first on the pan to get a little crispy. Then we threw that bad boy in the air fryer.
Oh,
that was fire. However, eggplant's one of those things where like I like it once in a while, but it's not going to be something I eat all the time. So I agree. I believe it is rated. And
now I will say,
yes, go for it.
Using an eggplant while texting, overrated.
Yes. And gross.
Yes.
Yes. Last one. It's another vegetable. Cauliflower.
I'm gonna be a chump. I'm gonna say rated again.
Yeah, I think it's rated. Something I used to eat cauliflower a lot recently, or like when I was younger. I don't eat it too much anymore, and I don't really know why.
Like
have you ever? Yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
It's like a weird, like broccoli compliment.
Yeah, usually like if you get like the bagged vegetables in the freezer, it's like broccoli cauliflower. Have you ever had buffalo cauliflower?
Yes.
Is it good?
It is. Cauliflower doesn't necessarily have a distinct taste to it, but it, it's a good chance to put some buffalo on it. So
got it.
I recommend.
Okay. All right. Well, that was Check the Ratings. If you disagree or agree, let us know. But we were going to move on with the final segment for today's show, and we're going to do some buy or sell. Mike, I'm going to go first. I kind of have a lot.
All right.
So I'm going to start with buys. I'm going to buy. All right. So technically I had 3 buy, but 2 of them are kind of the same. I'm going to buy surprises / spontaneous trips. I'm going to put these 2 together.
Put them together.
So on Thursday of last week, April kind of came to me and said, hey, we have no plans this weekend. What do you want to do? And we were kind of figuring some things out. And we had originally thought that we were just going to do a day trip on Saturday to the beach. Both of the beach, get some beach time in, sure. Friday, come home from work. She's like, I have a surprise for you. I was like, what is that? She goes, I got us a little bed and breakfast in Wildwood. I was like, okay, where? Like, how much does this cost? Because like Wildwood, Jersey can be expensive. I don't want her to spend a lot of money. She's like, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later. So I was freaking out. Like, obviously, I was excited to have like now a nice weekend beach trip. That was cool, especially last minute. But didn't know where we were staying. Didn't know how expensive the place was going to be. Anything like that. So we get up, drive to Wildwood, go to the beach first because she tells me on the way there, she's like, we can't check in until 6. I'm like, what kind of place you can't check in until 6? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, it's a little like mom and pop shop, like, but they just got to clean. I was like, all right. She's like, but we also don't know what room we're staying in. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, there's 5 rooms, like 5 beds, but I don't know which one we're going to be in. I was like, this doesn't make sense. But what's for breakfast? Oh, there's no breakfast. What bed and breakfast doesn't have a breakfast? Are you kidding me?
So when you were texting me all this, so this was happening on the side, and I think I was at work, and Matt was texting me all this. I literally was going to reply to you, which could have made the surprise much sweeter, and being like, well, bed and breakfasts are like have been weird since like the pandemic. Like there's less what do you call it? There's less employment that like people can't help, and the cleaning takes longer, and there's less breakfast. Like I was gonna like solidify this surprise for you.
Mm-hmm. So then we leave the beach. Oh, actually, before we even get to the beach, we stopped at CVS. April's like, I want to get a candle. I'm like, why do you want to get a candle? So well, I'm going to leave it for like the bed and breakfast people when we go to leave. I'm like, that's weird. So in my head, I have like no inkling of anything is going on.
I would have called bullshit by that.
I was very confused. I was like, I don't know what's going on. We leave the beach at like 5 because you got a text so you can check in at 5:30. Like, oh, okay, cool, great. So she's driving. I'm like, can you give me the address? Like, I'll look it up. She goes, no, it's like right up here. So we're pulling up to the place, and she goes to pull over to the side of the road.
She was going blind.
No, I mean, she knew where she was going.
She knew she was going. Okay.
Yes. Pulling up to the place, and I'm looking at the one car in the driveway. I'm like, I think I know that truck. That looks like Jake's truck. So for those that aren't putting two and two together, our good friend Jake Donahoe, who's been on the show, he has a unique Jeep. I'm like, that's weird. That looks like his truck. And she stops right in front of the house, and I'm looking at the house. Looks cool. I'm like, this is a cool bed and breakfast. She goes, turn to look at her. She's like, welcome home. I'm like, what? I gotta look back. And Jake is standing on the porch. I had no idea he was there. He was just standing there. Didn't see him for like 10 seconds. And we actually did not stay at a bed and breakfast. We stayed with Jake at his beach house in Wildwood.
Nice. Which
was very, very cool. Very appreciative of Jake. But that was a great surprise that I had. What else do I have on my list? Before I get to the worst part of the beach trip. I'm buying weddings.
Yes. We're getting married.
Yes, Mike and I are getting married.
Get married in the chat. I don't even know how the hell that's.
I don't know either. But we are going to a wedding this weekend. Very excited.
I hope so.
Yeah. You hope? What do you mean you hope so?
I hope so. You never know. We could have the apocalypse. Well, we don't know.
But very much looking forward to it. This is kind of like one of the first of our both of our friends to get married. It's first wedding we're going to attend.
Mutual
same one. Mutual friends. Thank you.
I lived with this couple.
You did. Yeah, you actually lived with them longer than I did.
I did.
Yes. All right, and so first off, I'm selling Netflix.
Okay.
Because it kicked me off my parents' Netflix. And April has now gotten kicked off her parents' Netflix. And the first time it happened to her, she put in that she was traveling. I let her use it for the next couple weeks. Now we're both screwed, and now we have to buy Netflix.
I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to jinx my own situations.
All right. I'll leave it at that. I am selling Highway Drivers.
Highway.
Because holy shit, people in Jersey just go like 120 on the turnpike. Mm-hmm. It's just very unsafe.
You were on the Parkway, baby.
We were on a little bit of the Parkway. That actually wasn't too bad, but you're not going to get to your destination that much faster by weaving in and out of traffic and cars. You're just being an idiot.
Nuts.
Yeah, they're nuts. And finally, I'm selling seagulls. I had an incident with a seagull this weekend. Did I tell you this?
No, I'm just the way you're setting this up. Me up.
So let me set the tone again for Saturday before we leave. I wake up violently hungover Saturday morning. Violently. My brain is just not there. I'm just forgetting things. I forgot, Mike, I packed 2 pairs of swim trunks. Those are the only pants that I packed for the whole weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't pack shorts or anything else but 2 swim trunks.
Unfortunately, you can't credit you being drunk to that point of bringing 2 pairs of swimming trunks because you were sober when you packed.
No, I packed in the morning. Yes. When I woke up, I packed in the morning. I forgot a lot of stuff, was forgetting things in the car. We parked the car, went to the beach. I just forgot the sunscreen in the car. So at this point, my brain is just not there. We get sandwiches out, right? So I made myself a ham and cheese. I made April a turkey and cheese. April's laying down. We're chatting. And fun fact about me, when I'm a little hungover, I don't eat a lot.
You don't even eat before you drink to begin with.
Well, all right, that was mistake number 1. So she's like, what do you want to do for dinner? I was like, I don't know. I'm holding my sandwich in my right hand. And I'm looking at her in my left. She's to my left. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm probably not going to eat a lot today. And as I say that, a seagull swoops down in a clean motion, grabs my entire sandwich, and just flies away with it. I maybe had 3 bites of this sandwich. April just starts hysterically laughing. And I'm not kidding. I wasn't even looking. I felt the sandwich leave and it flew right in front of me. I just stood at the ground for a solid 20 seconds and just didn't say a word that this seagull just took my sandwich.
That I've seen that happen before. And what's I mean, yours is just a sandwich. The guy that I saw a sandwich take, he was chalking up how good these sandwiches are. He's like, I put on English muffins. I got the best bacon. I had made the best eggs. Like, he was talking this to his family, and then they were handing it out, and all of a sudden, whoop, the seagull grabs it. Probably was hearing that, but that is so freaking funny.
It was the timing of me saying I'm probably not going to eat a lot today and then it taken out of my hands. And then the funniest part, later on, we went to dinner. We literally sit down at the restaurant and the power goes out.
Oh.
So the whole block lost power for like 45 minutes. And I texted my mom. I was like, I told her about the seagull. I was like, well, this is the first. Like, we just sat down at the restaurant and the power went out. She's like, you're just not meant to eat today. It was very funny. That was a weird experience though. Like, they couldn't make bar drinks. We just sat there for 45 minutes, waited until the power to come back on.
Yeah. Power out, man.
Yeah.
That's on them that they don't have a generator.
Yeah, it was a little odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my buy or sell.
Wow. All right, my turn. I'm buying 1 and 2. I'm selling. I had, when I was formatting my notes, I put buy and I said 1, 2 because I usually try 1, 2, and I didn't have it written down. So I'm buying 1 and 2 today.
Okay.
I'm selling payment plans. So I cannot understand why companies, I mean, I can understand why, but I can't understand why companies are so hard asses on monthly or yearly payments for products and whatnot. Why not just give a lifetime option? Like, if it's hella expensive, like, I just invested in something that I think if I've done correct, like if I did the math correctly, actually, I'm going to look it up as I'm saying this out loud. Like, more companies should process lifetime payments than monthly or yearly. So if I did the math correctly, I would have paid 3 years worth of the yearly payment. So the yearly payment was $97 a year. I would have paid 3 years worth up front for a lifetime payment.
Wow. Yeah, when you put it like that, it makes sense.
Like, I thought it was the best deal. And then I'm also selling for getting yearly charges because there was something that I was charged with previously in my past life, my past job, that I was charged $395. Just a nice little morning. I was like, wait a minute. So, yeah, I got charged by that. And then luckily they're working on a refund. I think I have it back in my PayPal, but I'll have to see. But just like for getting yearly charges, like, there was no warning. There was nothing that was like, oh, like, your upcoming payment is, coming up. Like, if you need to change or anything or cancel it, let us know. Nope, nothing.
That's how they get you. They just don't let you know. You know what I started doing? Like, if you ever sign up for like a trial and like it expires in 30 days and then you pay.
Calendar.
Yeah, you set a reminder on your phone. I actually did that this weekend. It's actually coincides with advice I did. There was some company, I'm not going to say who, was offering up to like 80% off their website if you signed up for their VIP thing. Did
Sports
that.
Betting?
No. No.
Okay,
No.
Right,
signed up, huge ass savings. And then I have a reminder set my phone to cancel it before I get charged. So, it also just blows my mind when people are just like, yeah, I probably spend like $200 a month on subscriptions that I just don't use. Cancel it?
Yeah. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Yeah. And that's it for me.
There we go.
But that was a lovely podcast, Nat. Thank you for your new segment, and thank you for providing your whirlwind of an experience of a seagull stealing something from you.
Worst part is then we went and did some arcade games, and April came home. Is it in here? With a giant seagull. With a French fry in his mouth.
Precious memories.
Yes, yeah, with a French fry in his mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I was thinking you would get pooped on the bird.
I think I would have gotten pooped on.
Really?
I do. Yeah. Well, one, they say that's good luck.
Okay.
That's an actual saying.
Maybe.
And two, that sandwich is also the first thing I ate that. No, that's not true. I had hash browns. But I haven't eaten much that Saturday either, and that was the only food I had at the beach. So that was tough.
Lovely.
Made a great story though.
Oh, lovely. Yes. Well, that concludes another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to all the things you are listening to. That is our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. You can find all that good stuff at solo.to/funnybusiness. There you will find merch, because, we're cool with merch, but also cool. Mr. Matthew.
Ish.
What is your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
Oh, man. Well, as you know, other than 20% off, liquidiv.com, promo code funnybusiness. I'm going to say make sure you are checking in with your family. Checking with your family, not just mom and dad, not just brothers, sisters, aunt and uncles, cousins, even friends that aren't really family that are your family in your heart. Check in on them. Never know what they got going on. Never know when they might not be around too much longer. So just check in on the ones you love.
Amen. That concludes another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.